But tonight, we're gonna watch a different movie, and then I'm gonna play some Dot Hack Outbreak. I've not screened this movie beforehand, so I don't know what to expect. It was pretty much the way One More Day ended. One More Day ended. I've not seen that one. I've not seen One More Day. I don't even know what that is, if it's not like a film or something. I'm not a film goer. This is the most, like, I've dabbled in films recently. I've never seen Plan 9. I've never seen Detour. We're about to watch it. Apparently, it's a good one. Plan 9 was not. But, like, it was fun to poke. Very diverse Spider-Man comic. Oh, okay. I have not read it. I wish I had the money to invest in comics and stuff, but I don't. I could change my pick. But anyway, we're gonna be watching Detour, and if you have any questions about any like general questions of about the movie, you can type !movie in the chat to get a little outline of the basics of it. Not like the plot, because I didn't think to write that, and I should probably get that in next time I do a movie. Yeah, the film noir. Originally released in 1945, in public domain since 2018. I think it's 2019, actually. By the way, I did not know this before streaming today, but Tom Neal, the male lead, apparently committed manslaughter back in the day. So I guess this was a very watched film because of that, I guess. Just to see what the actor did, what the actor was all about before he, like, committed the manslaughter. I don't know. He's dead, though, so, like, Also, I have no idea how... Wait, Edgar G. Ulmer sounds familiar. What did Edgar direct? Oh, filmography. Wait. Oh, I didn't do Plan 9. Okay. Good. He didn't direct Plan 9. Alright, we're good. I saw one of the films he directed had a 9 in it, and I was thinking, oh, fuck. It was From 9 to 9, and I have no idea if that's in public domain or not. Probably not yet, but soon? Maybe? I don't know. Anyway, I'm switching over. Plan 9 was Ed Wood. Okay. Okay, good. It wasn't Edgar. We don't get the shit on him tonight. Alright. If you have snacks and drinks of the dranky drink variety or of the hydrating variety, feel free to get them. Maybe I should actually switch back to the chill scene. No, it's fine. It's fine. If you have snacks and drinks and libations and hydrations, feel free to get them now. If you're watching this on VOD, you might want to pause it and then do that, because I'm going to play now. But yeah. Detour. The subtitles aren't accurate either, and they're on, but, like, they're not good. Man married. Okay. Man, the 4. Is it playing too soon? Or Dodie, the boss. Alright. The boss. The boss. The other. The other boss. Is there gonna be a subtitle for Leon Fromkis? 1! Yes. Yes, there is. These early subtitles are actually good. Oh, Edgar G. Ulmer's not the boss, is it? Watch where you going, you. Oh, he looks washed up. How did he get from the... What?
Well, here we are. I turned down here at the next block.
Thanks, mister. I'll get off there.
Then I'll wank off. Israeli subtitles.
Want anything else?
No. Hey, you.
Want anything else? You.
Me? Yeah, you.
Yeah, you. Who else is here?
East. Too bad. I thought if you was heading north, I might be able to help you out. I'm pushing the Salt Lake, and I don't like to ride it alone at night. I'm one of those guys that got to talk or I fall asleep. Oh, sure.
That's unfortunate for me.
He's got Lou to keep him company, but I ain't got nobody at all. Where you
That's
coming from?
unfortunate for you.
West. Yeah, sure, I know, but...
Going to Oregon, are you? Hope you don't get dysentery
Got a
along
cousin
the
out
way.
in LA. You don't say. Yeah, he's been out... You're not much of a talker, are you?
My mother taught me never to speak to strangers.
Oh, a wise guy.
So what?
Okay, don't get sore. Just trying to be sociable, that's all.
Yes,
Hey,
eh?
Glamorous. You change for a dime, will you?
Don't diss Terry.
Let's have something quieter this time, Joe. My head's splitting.
Is that what's wrong with it?
Done with your coffee?
No.
And don't rush me, will you?
Oh, God. The coffee's
Turn that
hitting.
off. Will you turn that thing off?
What's eating you now?
Yeah, what's eating you? That music, it stinks. Oh, you don't like it, huh? No, turn it off.
Oh, wait a minute, pal. That was my nickel, see? This is a free country. And I play whatever I wanted.
I want to play death metal with swear words. I'll play death metal with
If you
swear
don't like it,
words.
you don't have to listen to it. And you can leave here anytime you want it.
Okay, I'm sorry I asked.
First good piece played tonight and you don't like it. Some people just ain't got any good taste.
Sir, in this diner we chug boiling hot coffee. Without creamer. Or sugar.
That tune. Why was there always that rotten tune?
Oh, the
Oh,
noise!
beating like
Noise!
it never-
Noise!
Did you ever want to forget anything? Did you ever want to cut away a piece of your memory or blot it out?
God,
You
yes.
can't, you know. No matter how hard you try. You can change the scenery. But sooner or later, you'll get a whiff of perfume or somebody will say a certain phrase or maybe hum something. Then you're licked again.
This guy's a
Can't believe
mood.
that you're in love with me. I used to love that song once.
Wait,
So did the customers back in the old Break of Dawn club in New York.
you're a mean one.
I can't remember
Mr.
a night
Noir,
when I didn't get at least
Noir
3 requests
protagonist.
for it. Sue,
Wait a minute, is
She
this
was
the
always
film
telling
that
me
was everything was done in one
Those were the
shot,
days.
but like it zoomed to one thing, and then it panned back out, and there was another scene? Wait, no, maybe not. Maybe not. Like it never cut away, unless it was from an object. Is this that film?
Your eyes are blue, your kisses too. I never knew what they could do.
I think that was
I
Rope
can't
by
believe
Alfred Hitchcock.
that
Oh,
you're
okay.
in love with me.
I wonder if that's important to me.
You're telling everyone you know that I'm on your mind each place you go. They can't believe
Also
that
on your
you're in
dick,
love
every
with
place
me.
you go.
I have always placed you far above me.
Oh, just heard him.
Just can't imagine
To Merlin.
that you love me.
Just heard him.
And after all is said and done,
This
to
is-
think that
these are
I'm
not the
the
subtitles.
lucky one. I can't believe
These are not the
that you're in
subtitles.
love with me.
I love just hurt the phrase "just hurt him"
it wasn't
out
much
of
of a
no.
club, really.
Did your mom
You know
fuck
the
a
kind.
poodle?
A joint where you could have a sandwich and a few drinks and run interference for your girl on the dance floor.
And intercept the ball going 40
I
miles
wanted
an
to
hour
go in
at
there every night
the
from 8 until the place closed
80-yard line.
Which usually meant 4 in the morning. A good job as jobs went in those days. Then, too, there was Sue, who made working there a little like working in heaven. But how we felt about each other, well, there was nothing very unusual in that. I was an ordinary healthy guy, and she was an ordinary healthy girl, and when you add those two together, you get an ordinary healthy romance. Which
Not
is the old
always.
story. Sure. But somehow, the most wonderful thing in the world.
We fucked like rabbits. You could chain smoke indoors and nobody cared. Yeah.
All in all, I was a pretty lucky guy.
Cigarette in my mouth. Girl riding my dick. The piano in my hands. Only downside is some jackass was playing shitty music on the juke.
You're going to make Carnegie Hall yet, Al?
Yeah, as a janitor. I'll make my debut in the basement.
I don't blame you for being bitter, darling, but you mustn't give up hope. Why, someday...
Yeah, someday. If I don't get arthritis first. In the meantime, let's blow this trap.
Sky high, I mean. With some dynamite I found out back. Now this guy is depressed. This is right before she smokes a bunch of weed and makes him play the piano inhumanly fast.
Like to get something to eat, huh?
Oh, I don't think so, Al.
Okay, this isn't Reefer Madness,
This flea bag.
but we're getting there.
Let's go home.
Okay.
I can't stand much more of that dump. Did you see that drunk tonight trying to paw me?
No, what drunk?
Doesn't
Oh, that was
matter
me.
What drunk?
Say, what's the matter with you tonight,
There's a
darling?
lot of drunks in the bar.
That's the
Which
third time you
one?
started to tell me something and then stopped.
You have to be very
We
specific.
shouldn't have any secrets from each other, Sue. Next week we're going to make with the ring and the license. You and me will be a team.
Yes, that's right. In the Bush League.
I don't get
In
you.
the bushes.
We've been struck out.
It's a funny way to talk, darling. Don't you want to marry me?
Al, look, I love you. You know I do, and I want to marry you.
But
But not now. Only after we've made good. Sunday I'm going away. Oh, I know you'll think it's silly. That's why I hesitated.
Every
to
movie
tell
is
you.
Reefer Madness
But
if
I'm
you're
going
stoned
to
enough while you watch.
I want to try my luck in
True.
Hollywood.
That's the most stupid thing I ever heard of. Don't you know millions of people go out
True,
there every year
actually.
and wind up polishing cuspidors? I thought you had better sense.
You sound as if you don't think I have any talent.
That has nothing to do with it.
I'll make out all right.
Maybe. But what about me? Doesn't it mean anything to you that you're busting up all our plans? We may not see each other for years?
It won't be that long.
She probably turned stream
I
loops
thought
off.
you loved me.
I do. You know I do.
Shrink it. No, I'll move it to the side.
Here we are.
I'll move it to the side.
Al. Al, why can't you see my side of it?
Hey, hotbox
know.
the whole movie.
We both aren't. And we've got all the time in the world to settle down.
Domain free!
What I'm doing.
Public
is
domain
really
movies! And it's actually a good one, apparently.
I hate the thought of being so far away from you, but...
Hey, the
but
thought of
we
being
can
close to
get
you.
someday.
Sing!
Maybe you'll decide to come out too later on.
Free?
long.
For real? Apparently.
Al,
It's like
I'll
7.4 on IMDb.
Why not?
So. It was also pretty popular back in the day. It's best Ryuji impression. For real? Yeah. Go look up the movie. Go look it up. It's called Detour, 1945. It's a film noir. Why? Okay, the subtitles aren't super accurate, and it's kind of funny.
Are you into sub?
Thank you, Fry, for the sub. How you? Well, I already know how you're doing. It's such a happy tune, but he looks so depressed. Oh god, I can't take much more of this happy bullshit. I need a cigarette in my mouth so bad. wife's cheating on me with my neighbor. I'm gonna kill that son of a bitch.
Penis!
Oh my god! I'm sorry, Boo. I didn't mean to scare you. Are you okay? I'm sorry.
Say, Roberts, you hit the jackpot this time. $10.
Thanks.
So I gotta have to deal with it because I never get better than her.
So when this drunk handed me a 10 spot after a request, I couldn't get very excited. What was it, I asked myself? A piece of paper crawling with germs. Couldn't buy anything I wanted. It couldn't...
Nothing I wanted cost $10. Oh boy, $10 whole dollars.
Then I thought of something.
In about 80 years, this will be jack shit useless. I can buy one hamburger. One. At a fast food restaurant. Hey, Dolly, you're free tonight. Give me the usual.
Long distance. I'd
Blowy.
like to put a call through to Los Angeles. Miss Harvey. Sue Harvey. Harvey. The number is Crestview 65723.
Operators working day and night to get that call across the states. Meanwhile, in the stock footage.
Hello,
Yeah,
Sue?
that just reminds me of those
This
bad
is Al.
PSAs from America.
Oh, baby, it's great to hear from you, too. What's that? You do? Oh, me too, darling.
What the?
I thought I'd go batty without you. I just had to... Huh? You're working as a hashlinger. Gee, honey,
You're
that's
not
tough.
giving
Those
her
guys out in
time to
Hollywood,
talk.
That's the real thing when it's right in front of them. You just stick it out, Sue, baby. Keep going around to those casting offices. I'm sure you'll click. Look, I'll tell you what. You stay put out there. I'll come to you.
I love
No,
ripping
don't
those
try to
old
stop me, just
PSAs.
expect
They're the
me.
same.
Train? Who knows? Train, plane, bus, magic carpet. I'll be there if I have to crawl.
Dude,
I have to travel by pogo.
you already cut to her and you're not giving her a chance to
Let's
talk.
get married right away, huh? That's the stuff. That's what I've been wanting to hear you say. Well, goodbye for now. I'll be seeing you soon. Yeah,
Stop calling me.
bye. The only way I could cross country was to thumb rides. For even after hawking everything, I only had enough money to eat. Money. You know
I could
what
eat
that
money.
is.
Dude, I'm trying to fuck
It's
my
the
new
stuff you never have
boyfriend.
enough of. Little green things with George Washington's picture that men slave for, commit crimes for, die for. It's the stuff that has caused more trouble in the world than anything else we ever invented.
We can't even
Simply
smoke it
because
yet.
there's too little of it. At least I had too little of it. So it
Oklahoma.
was me for the thumb.
Ah, the 20s, when you only needed one rapidly talking man to maintain a conversation. Yeah.
Ever done any hitchhiking? It's not
Also,
much fun,
back in the day
believe
when
me.
hitchhiking didn't get you
Oh, yeah,
murdered.
I know all about how it's an education, how you get to meet a lot of people and all that. But me, from now on, I'll take my education in college, or in PS 62, or I'll send $1.98 in stamps for 10 easy lessons. Thumbing rides may save you bus fare, but it's dangerous. You never know what's in store for you. You hear the squeal of
You
brakes.
need to wait for a car if you want to
If
hitchhike.
only I had known what I was
Movies are
getting
only good to
into
watch
that
to
day
me.
in Arizona.
I don't know.
Yeah, throw that
You're
in
a
the back
film
seat.
buff, maybe.
Okay,
You don't have a
let's
gun, do
Through
you?
that door.
No? Okay, good. Take me to Pomona.
You know, Emily Post ought to write a book of rules for guys thumbing rides. Because as it is now, you never know what's right and what's wrong.
What are these captions, my
We rode
god?
along for a little while.
That's why they call it
Saying
shotgun.
nothing.
Yeah.
I was glad of that.
The captions aren't
what to say to
great.
strange people
Like, no
driving
one
cars.
bothered to capture
And
this
two, you can never
properly.
tell if a guy wants to talk. A lot of rides have been cut short because of a big
Sure,
mouth.
someone
So I
has
kept
on,
my
like,
mouth shut
another
until
site, but
he
the one
started
I'm
opening up.
using for this,
Hand me that
did
little
not.
box in the compartment, will you, pal? Hold the wheel, will you?
Turn the AC on. It's hot out in this desert soundstage.
How far are you going?
L.A.
Wow, you're really
I'm
trying.
not going to LA.
Yeah,
Hope
but I don't
you're,
expect to make it for a couple of years.
Is he
The rate I've
drugging
been
and
pulling
driving?
rides.
Probably.
Not much luck, huh?
In Jay and
Sure,
Silent
all
Bob, I
bad.
know the Book of Hitchhiking.
Not many people stop
I've seen
for a guy these
Hitchhiker's
days.
Guide to the
Think
Galaxy.
of a stick-up, maybe.
That's about all I can do.
Where you coming from?
New York?
Well, New York.
Long way
Good
from
luck this
France,
time.
boy.
I'm going all the way. Right through to Los Angeles. You drive a car?
Sure. Whenever you're tired, let me know.
I'll holler.
I guess at least an hour passed before I noticed those deep scratches in his right hand. They were wicked. 3 puffy red lines about 1/4 of an inch apart.
Probably had a cat.
He must have seen me looking at them because he said,
Beauties, aren't they? They're gonna be scars someday. What an animal.
Whatever it was, it must have been pretty big and vicious to have done that.
Right on both counts, New York.
It's
I
a
was
house
trusting
cat.
The most dangerous animal in the world. A woman.
Oh.
She must have been Tarzan's mate. Looks like you lost the bob.
Certainly wasn't a draw. You know, there ought to be a law against dames with claws.
Oh, God.
I tossed her out of the car in her ear.
That guy missed me
wrong.
by a coat of paint.
Give a lift
Oh,
to a lady,
righty.
expect her to be
20s.
nice, don't you?
Oh, boy, casual sexism. Yeah.
After all, what kind of dame some rides? Sunday school teachers?
Keep in mind, actually, 1940s.
She must have thought she was riding with some fool.
Forget about the
guy.
casual DV.
Me,
Yeah.
who's been booking horses around racetracks since I was 20. I've known a million dames like her.
It's very
2
dated.
million.
It's very dated.
Stopped the car, opened the door. Take it on the yard, the Duffy sister, I told her.
That's the stuff.
As that was done, huh?
That's the stuff.
But if you want to see a real scar, brother, get a load of this.
Wow.
Open the door.
I got that one, too.
Get on the floor.
Yeah, we just kidding.
Everybody
of
walk
course.
the
My
dinosaur.
dad owned a couple of Franco-Prussian sabers. Kept them on the wall for decorations. Well, one day, the kid and I took them down. When the old man wasn't around. Had a duel. He got me in the arm here. Pretty mean cut. Infection set in later.
Yeah, I can see
Nearly
that.
had to amputate it.
Now give me that
Stupid
box
idiot
again, will you?
brains.
Yeah.
Stupid idiot brains. Plan 9.
Pain made me lose my head, I guess. I began slashing. Before I knew it, I'd put the other kid's eye out.
That was tough.
Killed the other
Well, it
one.
was just an accident, of course. Do you know how kids are? I got scared and decided I was going to run away from home. Old man almost caught me when I was packing my duds. The bloody rag I had wrapped around my wrist hadn't caught his attention. You'd seen the bundle for sure. But I beat it when he was phoning for a doctor. That was 15, 16 years ago. I haven't been home since. Pull in there for a bite or something, huh?
a bite or something. Brother, was I hungry. I hadn't had anything in my stomach for hours.
I could eat that guy's face
But
off.
even with that gnawing in the pit of my belly, I didn't want to be
Fortunately,
in too
he's
big
the
a rush to
driver,
put
and
on
he's
the feed bag.
stupid good at dodging
First, I
cars
had to
by
make
a
sure
coat
this
of
guy knew
paint.
the score. If I got him
And
down,
I could use him as a getaway
take him
driver
to
if I was a
Hollywood.
criminal.
I'll wait out here for you, mister.
If it's the money, don't worry about paying for it. This time it's on me.
Well, that's what...
Haskell, think nothing of it. You make your first million, maybe you can do the same for me. Come on, New York. I gotta make the West Coast by Wednesday. There's a horse running at Santa Anita named Parrot Bicycle. Means to order me if I'm on him.
We'll make it all right. He did most of the talking during the half hour we were in the place. I ate. He rambled on about his old man, whom we hadn't heard from since he ran away as a kid. Now he happened to become a bookie. And then all about how he got rooked in Miami.
One race, 38 grand. They cleaned out my book. How do you like that?
That was tough luck.
Yeah,
Stupid
I'm supposed to be
minds.
the smart guy.
Stupid,
You just
stupid.
wait. I'm going back to Florida next season with all kinds of jack.
What
You
was
watch
that
those stinkers
delivery?
on the cover.
That whole What was the everything in that?
Honey. That check there, sister?
Hey, barkeep, give me a change for a dime, why don't you?
Oh, just a minute, your change, sir.
Keep it, sister.
Oh, thank you, sir. Call again.
I'll be waiting outside for you when you finish work. Sharp check, huh?
Wants to fuck me now that I've given her a full dollar.
I drove all that night while Haskell slept like a log. After a while, I began to get sleepy myself. I was
That
happy.
coffee wasn't very strong.
Soon I'd be
He
with
was probably
Sue
just
again.
happy to be on camera.
The long trip was
Yeah.
practically over, and there'd be no more hoofing it down the concrete. I began to think of the future, which couldn't
the
have been
future.
brighter if I'd embroidered it with neon lights. It was nice to think of Sue shooting to the top. It's amazing what a full belly can do to your imagination.
In the future.
Your eyes are blue, your kisses too. I never knew what they could do. I can't believe that you're in love with me.
That food must have done. That's where this song is from. Really?
I'm on your mind each place you
What song?
go. I can't believe that you're in love with me.
I've heard this song before. Where? That food must have been poisoned. I'm still hallucinating.
Mr. Haskell? Mr. Haskell? Mr. Haskell, wake up. It's raining. Don't you think we ought to stop and put up the top?
You're the one driving, asshole. Great grandparent.
Mr. Haskell, I'm going to put up the top.
He's dead. He's dead. Probably. He's probably dead. Mr. Haskell, help me put it up. God.
Things my way. But from then on, something else stepped in and shunted me off to a different destination than the one I had picked for myself. But when I pulled open that door... Mr. Haskell, what's the
Been
matter?
dead for 2
Are you
minutes.
Are you hurt, Mr. Haskell? Start
Maybe
yourself.
2 hours? I don't know.
I'll listen
Time
to
is
it.
funky.
But I know what you're
You
going to
should have
hand me
noticed by the
before you
smell.
open your mouths. You're going to tell me you don't believe my story of how Haskell died and give me that don't make me laugh expression on your smug faces. I saw at once he was dead, and I was in for it. Who would believe he fell out of the car? Why, if Haskell came too, which of course he couldn't, even he would swear I conked him over the head for his dough. Yes, I was in for it. Instinct told me to run, but then I realized it was hopeless. There were lots of people back down the road who could identify me. That gas station guy and the waitress. I would be in a worse spot then, trying to explain why I beat it. The next possibility was to sit tight and tell the truth when the cops came. But that would be crazy. They'd laugh at the truth. And I'd have my head in the noose. So what else was there to do but hide the body and get away in the car? I couldn't leave the car there with him in the gully. That would be like erecting a tombstone.
Mans. Mr. Haskell, help me drag your body. You're really heavy, Mr. Haskell. What have you been eating? Maybe he died of food poisoning.
My idea was to cover him with brush, not to rob him. But then I remembered that even if I only drove the car for 100 miles or so, I would need money for gas. Besides, it was stupid of me to leave all that money on a dead man. Not only that, I'd have to take his driver's license in case I was stopped for something. I didn't like to think about it, but by that time I'd done just what the police would say I did, even if I didn't. My clothes. The owner of such an expensive car would never be wearing them. Some cop...
Honestly, in hindsight, he probably should have just stayed put. Yeah? I mean, this is before car phones, or cell phones, or phones. Like, if he was going to be responsible, he'd have had to go to a phone and called someone. Do not open the door. Yeah. Seems to be the problem, sir.
Hey, you, this your car? Don't you know better than to leave a car with the wheels halfway in the middle of the road? That's the way accidents happen.
I'm sorry, officer. I was just putting up my top. I didn't think.
Well, the next time, think. I'll let you go now, but watch your step in the future. I know that's a
In the future.
Cars come by here once in a while, and we have plenty of crack ups.
Thanks.
Well, it seems there are cops just randomly traveling the road. Or drive the car to the nearest town and call the cops saying the owner died. Yeah, that would have been responsible. I mean, you'd still be suspicious a little, but like...
Nothing in the car to give me away as Roberts.
They can't pin you for murder if they can't prove that you did it. You didn't kill him either, you just like... He just spontaneously died. It happens.
And the drops streaked down the windshield like tears.
You can't catch him for murder.
Followed, and that I could hear sirens back in the distance. Just how long it took me to cover the 60-odd miles to the California state line, I don't know. I lost all track of time. But the rain had stopped and the sun was up when I pulled up to the inspection station.
What's that smell? You didn't have a dead body in there, did you?
Carrying any fruits or vegetables?
No.
Any livestock or poultry?
No.
Why does it smell like rotting
Your
veggies?
registration and driver's license.
Maybe nobody killed Kennedy and his head just did that. I don't know about that.
Just baggage.
His head just exploded
Charles
in the
Haskell
most
Jr., age 30, brown eyes, dark
spontaneous way,
hair.
and that's what
Identifying marks
made it
of
look
gun.
like a
Are
bullet
you
killed
Charles
him.
Haskell Jr.?
Yes.
Well, remember, if you're employed and you stay over 30 days, you take out California plates.
All right, officer, but I'll only be in the state a short while.
Right, you can go now.
Glory to our Stotska.
I couldn't drive any farther without some sleep. Cops or no cops. I knew I had to hit the hay and hit it hard.
I'm starting to see the same road.
I was dead tired.
I was dead. Don't forget the psychic skin. Yeah. Mr. Haskell, stop haunting me.
No. You can't, Mr. Haskell. No.
Mr. Haskell, no.
Mr. Haskell,
Stop being dead.
you can't die.
I didn't do it.
I think I did it. No, Mr. Haskell. No. No.
He didn't do it, though. He didn't kill anybody. Ever seen Night of the Living Dead? No, but that's public domain as well, so that's on the list.
Who's there?
It's the maid. Can I come in and clean?
I didn't kill anybody. I mean, sure.
In a half hour.
All right, sir.
Housekeeping. Nope, no dead bodies here. I wasn't asking. Oh. Black and white one, I'm pretty sure, is the colorized version of not. Yeah. My favorite public domain. Fortunately, I was going to look up the black and white one anyway, so it's fine.
There was no time to lose. Every minute I had to be Charles Haskell was dangerous. And I'd have to be Charles Haskell until I got to some city where I could leave the car and be swallowed up. That meant driving the car as far as San Bernardino, maybe even to Los Angeles. In a little town, I might be noticed, but in a city, I should be safe enough.
Ah, I
Then
nicked
after
I nicked my face.
I could go on to sue. But those 5 minutes at the state line made me realize it might be a good idea to find out a
Angeles.
little bit about Mr. Haskell. Then if anybody asked me questions, I could give the right answers. The first thing I found out was that I had $768.
I was rich.
This was a lot of jack.
By standards of 1945.
It was the kind of money I'd rather not have. And then I found out from a letter Haskell was carting around in his bag that he wasn't the open-handed, easygoing big shot who went around buying dinners for strange hitchhikers. Before I got done reading it, I saw him more as a chiseler. It was written
I'd
to his
rather
old
it
man
be
in
in pesos.
California, the one he hadn't seen in so many years. In it, Haskell posed as a salesman of hymnals, of all things. It was easy to see where Haskell expected to raise a new stake for his book in Miami by roofing
Miami?
his old man. That was about all I found out from his effects, and it was enough. I told myself maybe old man Haskell was lucky his son kicked off. He would never know it, but it saved him from taking a flyer in Sacred Literature Preferred.
Well, now I gotta pretend to be Jehovah's Witness. Alright, my first stop is a pretend Jehovah's Witness.
Near the airport at Desert Center, I pulled up for water.
Oh, have you heard the good news about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? Oh wait, that's the infant. Infant in the inn. What?
Come on if you want to ride.
Tell you the good news about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Leg. In. All in. As in, I'd like to be in her. All in her. What the fuck are these captions? I don't know, man. Should have the end. Should have seen the intro. At some point, it just like hovered the credits was like over the editor, I think, and then the caption just read the boss. The boss.
Where are you going?
I want out.
Where are you going?
We heard about her. Let's see if you
That took me
can.
by surprise, and I turned my head to look her over.
There's a
She
girl.
was facing straight ahead, so I couldn't see her eyes. But she was young, not more than 24.
Probably had tentacles
Man,
coming out of her
she looked as
cooter.
if she'd just been thrown off the
Waiting for-
crummiest freight train in the
Waiting
world.
for me to like let my guard down
Yet
and
in
then
spite
rip
of
me
this, I got the
asunder.
impression of beauty. Not the beauty of a movie actress, mind you, or the beauty you dream about when you're with your wife, but a natural beauty. A beauty that's almost homely because it's so real.
Beauty that pretends to
Then
not
suddenly
wear
she turned
makeup,
to
but
face
actually does.
How far did you say you were going?
God, it's a love triangle.
Los Angeles?
L.A.?
Ah,
LA's good enough for
God,
me.
I hate LA.
That's what I was afraid of.
And I crashed because I
What'd you
wasn't
say?
keeping my eyes on the road.
Oh, nothing, just thinking out loud.
Then I killed her.
People
Then I
get
had to
me
hide her
stuck.
body, and then keep driving.
What's your
I
name?
think the car wasn't
You
total.
can call me Vera if you like.
You live in Los Angeles?
No.
Where are you coming from?
Oh, back there.
Needles?
No.
Back there.
Oh, sure, Phoenix. You look just like a Phoenix girl.
Are the girls in Phoenix that bad?
The girl must have been pretty tired because she fell asleep not 20 minutes after she stepped into the car. She lay sprawled out with her head resting against the far door. Like
Died.
Haskell. I didn't like that part of it.
Again.
But I didn't wake her up. It wasn't that this girl still worried me. I'd gotten over that funny feeling I had when she looked at me.
Wait, did she die
Put
too?
down, it's just my jangled nerves. With her eyes closed and the tenseness gone out of her.
Did she? Not a realistic blowing of hair. Yeah, it's a
And
soundstage.
instead of disliking her, I began to feel sorry for her. The poor
This
kid
car probably
had a
killed
rough
someone.
time of it. Who was she anyway?
Like, if
Why
this
was
was
she
realistic,
running
then
Los
his hat would have blown off.
And where'd she come from?
Plot
in the
twist,
first
everyone he
place?
meets is a heart attack
The
because
only
he's
thing I
been
knew about
infected
it was
with
her name.
injected with
Not
fox
that it made any
dye.
difference. A few hours more and we'd be in Hollywood. I'd forget where I parked the car and look up Sue. This nightmare of being a dead man would be over. Who this dame was, well, it was
Oh
no
God,
business
is
of
he
mine.
alive? Is he
Where
still
did you leave
driving?
his body?
What?
Where did you leave the owner of this car? You're not fooling anyone. This buggy belongs to a guy named Haskell. That's not you,
What?
mister.
You're out of your mind. That's my name, Charles
What?
Haskell. I can prove it. It's my driver's
Save
license.
yourself the trouble, mister. Having Haskell's wallet only makes it worse. It just so happens I rode
How do
with
you-
Charlie Haskell all the way from Louisiana. He picked me up outside of Shreveport.
You rode?
You heard me.
Then it
What?
all came back to me. All the talk about dueling and scars and scratches. There was no doubt about it. Vera must be the woman Haskell had mentioned. She must have passed me while I slept.
Well, I'm waiting.
My goose was cooked.
Better
She
come
had
up
it.
with the truth.
That
He
Haskell guy
died
wasn't
suddenly
dead
in the
yet.
passenger seat, and I
He
panicked,
wasn't
okay?
that stiff and cold in any Arizona gully. He was sitting right there in the car, laughing like mad while he haunted me.
Are you done inner monologuing, or are you gonna
Well?
explain yourself?
There was nothing I could say. It was her move. Vera, whatever her name was just my luck picking her up on the road. It couldn't have been Helen, or Mary, or Evelyn, or Ruth. It had to be the very last person I should ever have met. That's life. Whichever way you turn, fate sticks out a foot to trip you.
Whichever way you turn, your passenger dies, and then you have to kill the next one that
I told
hitchhikes.
her everything, but she didn't believe my story. I should have saved my breath.
That's the greatest cock and bull story I ever heard. So he fell out of his car. Say, who do you
And
think
his
you're
heart
talking
started
to, eh?
beating beneath the
Listen,
floorboards.
mister, I've been around, and I know a wrong guy when I see one. What'd
I've
you
also
do,
been
kiss him with a
around,
punch?
if you know,
Now, wait a
in
minute.
the other
What I
way, if
told
you know
was
what I mean.
true. You see, that's why I had to do it. You think I killed him. Well, the cops would have thought so, too.
Yeah, well, maybe they still think so. What makes you so sure I'll shut up about this?
Vera, I'm innocent. Give me a break, will you?
It won't do me any good having you pinched. The cops are
Yadia
no friends of
died.
mine.
Shit.
Now, if there was a reward, but there isn't.
Thanks.
Don't thank me yet. I'm not through with you by a long shot.
As soon as I find out about a reward, I'm turning you in. Good thing Haskell didn't have a gun or something.
Is that all Haskell had?
Isn't it enough?
No, I thought he had more.
Not that I know of. You can search me. You think I'm holding out on you?
Well, maybe I will at that. He told me he was going to bet $3,000 on a horse named Paradisical on Wednesday at Santa Anita.
He was stringing you along. He meant 300.
Maybe.
Sure, $3, 300. He was a piece of cheese, a big blowhard.
Listen, mister, don't try and tell me anything about Charlie Haskell. Remember, I knew him better than you did.
Okay, then you knew he was a four-fucker.
I
That
fucked
explains
him.
the $3,000 bet.
I'm not so sure he didn't have that $3,000. Why should I believe you? You got all the earmarks of a cheap crook.
Now, wait a
Shut
minute.
up. You're a cheap crook and you killed him. For 2 cents, I'd change my mind and turn you in. I don't like you.
All right. Don't get sore.
I'm
Right,
not getting
look.
sore. But just remember who's boss around here. If you shut up
Has
and don't
she
give me any arguments,
blinked
you'll
at
have nothing
all?
to worry about. But if you act wise, well, mister, you'll pop into jail so fast it'll give you the bends.
I'm not arguing.
Well, see that you don't. You know, as crooked as
Has
you
she
look, I'd hate
blinked
to see a
at
fellow
all
young
in
as
this
you
scene?
wind up sniffing that perfume that Arizona hands out free to murderers.
I'm not a murderer.
Okay, yeah,
Of
she
course
blinked.
you're not. Haskell knocked his own head off.
He
Blinked
fell, that's all
one.
that happened. Just
There
like
we
I
go.
told you.
There we go.
And then he made you a present of his belongings.
I explained.
I was
why.
unsure of the first one I
Doesn't
saw.
make a
Now I'm
difference one way or
definite
another.
of that
I'm not a
one.
mourner. I
Why?
like Haskell even less than I like you.
Yeah, I saw.
It was
what
a
you
good
did
lay,
to him.
though.
What do you mean?
Well, scratches on his wrist.
Sure,
Wants
I
to keep
scratched
away
him.
the angels.
Oh, so you did.
So your idea was to drive the car a little way, maybe into San Bernardino, and then leave it. You weren't going to sell it?
Sell it. You think I'm crazy? Somebody else's car? See, all I want to do is leave it somewhere and forget I ever saw it.
Not only don't you have any scruples, you don't have any brains.
I don't get you.
Maybe it's a good thing you met me. You'd have got yourself caught, sure. Why, you dope. Don't you know a deserted automobile always rates an investigation?
Huh?
Look, the cops find a car. Then they get curious. They wonder where the owner is. So, all right, they don't trace Haskell. They trace you.
I never thought of that.
The only safe way to get rid of the car is to sell it to a dealer. Get it registered under a new name. Say, stop at the next store. I want to get a bottle and do some shopping before we hit L.A.
Okay. As soon as we find a place, I'll drop you off and pick you up later.
Nothing doing. You're coming in, too. From now on, you and I are like the Siamese twins.
Have it your way, but I don't get the point.
The point is, I don't want you to get lost.
I'm not going to beat it if that's what you're afraid of.
I'll say you're not. Well, I'm going to see that you sell this car so you don't get caught.
Thanks. Of course, your interest wouldn't be financial, would it?
Hit her when she
You
gets
would
out
want
of the
a small
car.
percentage of the profits.
Well, now
I
that you
mean,
insist,
I think
how
she
can
would
I
know
refuse?
the plate number.
100% will do.
Fine. I'm
Or
relieved.
at least where the
I thought
plates,
for a moment you were going to
the
take it
plate
all.
says.
I don't want to be
he's
a hog.
from. What did she say?
A few hours later, we were in Hollywood. I was recognizing places Sue had written about. It struck me that far from being at the end of the trip, there was a greater distance between Sue and me than when I started out. Vera wasn't kidding with that Siamese twins crack.
Scratch that,
She
rewind.
rented a little apartment as Mrs. Charles Haskell.
What the heck did she say? Okay.
Oh.
I don't want to be a hog.
A hog. Okay.
A few hours later, we were in
Hog.
Hollywood.
And I was
thought
recognizing
she said
places Sue had written about. It struck me that far from being at the end of the trip, there was a greater distance between Sue
It's
and me
fine.
than when I started out.
Og.
Vera wasn't
Wog.
kidding with that Siamese twins crack. She rented a little apartment as Mrs. Charles Haskell. When I objected to this, she explained that it was on account of the car. A dealer might think something was funny if he called and found we were using different names.
Also, I think she wanted to fuck me.
Home, sweet home.
Yeah.
Not bad either.
The rent is only $2 a month.
In case there's any doubt in your mind, I'll take the bedroom.
Yeah. Sure is stuffy in here.
Don't
Keep
jump
the
out the
window
window.
Okay.
$2 whole fucking dollars a month? Highway
The
robbery.
old crow downstairs said there's a folding bed behind this door.
Oh my god, it's a secret passage.
You know how to work it?
I invented it.
What?
Some joint.
One can't have everything. I'm first in the bathtub.
I don't know why, but I figured you would be.
I can feel the sexual tension from here. Years later.
Boy, oh boy. It sure feels good to be clean again. I must be 10 pounds lighter.
I don't like where this is going. Me neither.
Well, hitching rides isn't exactly the way you keep your schoolgirl complexion.
Hitching dicks, though. That's another matter.
I wish
Exactly.
that guy with the sax would give up. It gets on my nerves.
The guy with the sex.
Forget it. Have a drink.
Aren't you afraid I might take you up on it?
If I didn't want to give you a drink, I wouldn't have offered it. Might be a story.
Also, there wouldn't be alcohol here.
You got yourself into this thing. You should be grateful I'm not turning you in. Why, if I wasn't regular, you'd be in the pen this minute, being photographed, fingerprinted, and being pushed around by the cops. So cheer up. Get rid of that long puss.
I'll
Or is
show
your
you a
conscience
long
bothering
puss.
you?
No. It isn't.
Swell. That's the spirit. He's dead and no moaning around will bring him back.
Except for necromancing alien,
Anyway.
maybe.
I never could understand this worrying about something that's over and done with.
Now look, Vera, for the last time I didn't kill him. Haskell was a sick man. Maybe he was dead before he fell out of the car. I don't know.
Sure, he died of old age. All right.
Or heart attack.
So if it'll make you sociable, you didn't kill him.
You killed him, you loser.
Thanks.
But I killed you.
We're out of liquor, Roberts.
That was a very
Yeah.
small amount of liquor.
Too bad. I felt like getting tight tonight.
Well, I think you succeeded.
Am I tight?
God, they're all
As a prima
lightweights.
donna's corset.
That's good. I
Could
wanted
have added a
tight.
couple more bottles,
Why?
made it seem like they were
What do you got to
actually
get
drunk.
tight about?
Oh, I don't know. Few things.
You should have my
It was a
word.
different time.
If I had your troubles, I'd stay sober.
What, when a
I
tiny
got the key to
bottle
that
was
door.
stronger, or when everyone's a fucking lightweight?
Yeah. Maybe you're right.
I'm always right.
Except when I'm wrong.
You know,
In
I
which
don't
case,
like
see
your
rule
attitude,
number 1.
Roberts.
Well, there's a lot of things I don't like.
Technically, I think stronger. Yeah, maybe.
But life's like a ball game. You gotta take a swing at whatever comes along before you wake up and find it's a 9th inning.
You read that somewhere.
That's the truth, Roberts. All you do is bellyache. Taking it easy and trying to make the best of things. Maybe
Uh-oh.
that's what's wrong with the whole world.
Get the professor.
The movie's getting drunk.
People lock themselves out trying to buck fate. Now take you, for instance. You're lucky
The
to be
film
alive.
tape is damaged.
Why, suppose Haskell had opened your
Yeah.
door. You'd be playing a
Little
harp
bit.
now. Think of that.
You think of it. I'm tired of thinking.
There's plenty of people dying this minute. I would give anything to trade places with you.
Then I could say that I
know
killed
what
him.
I'm talking about.
I'm not so sure. At least they know they're done for. They don't have to sweat blood wondering if they are.
Your philosophy stinks, pal. We all know we're going to kick off someday. It's only a question of when.
Or how?
What's got us on this subject anyway? We'll be discussing politics next.
Yeah.
By the way, legalize it.
Where'd you hide the butts?
On the table, sucker.
Where's your butt? On the table.
We bored each other with conversation for a couple of hours longer. Every 5 minutes, one of us was wishing we had another bottle, or a radio, or something to read. Then finally, we ran out of chatter. I know it's only 11 o'clock, but I want to get up early and make the rounds of the used car lots.
No hurry about that. We've got all the time in the world.
Maybe you have, but if you think I want to stay cooped up in this place any longer than I have to, you're batty.
It's not a bad place. We paid plenty for
Only
tickets
11.
to New York.
I wouldn't like it.
Only 11. Oh, God, I'm dying.
You got a mean cough. Ought to do something about it.
Yeah, Bill?
I'll be all right.
That's what Camille said.
Hi.
Nobody you know.
Hey.
Wasn't that the dame that died of consumption?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be a break for you if I did kick off? You'd be free with all Haskell's dough and car.
I don't want to see anybody die.
You already saw Haskell die.
Especially not you. One person died of me. If you did, well, that's all I need.
You don't like me, do you, Roberts?
I don't know that I wish you did.
I love you.
Why?
My favorite sport is being kept prisoner.
After we sell the car, you can go to blazes for all I care. But not until then.
Fuck's sake. Oh no! The movie's drunk again.
I'm going to bed.
You gonna join me? Stranger. Just met her. Yeah.
Good night, Roberts. Don't try and sneak away during the night. All the doors are locked. Anyway, if I find you gone
Except
in
the
morning,
window, but we're
I'll
on the
notify
third
police.
story.
They'll pick you up.
Don't worry, I know when I'm in a spot.
Well, good night. I hope that portable rack isn't too uncomfortable for you.
Don't lose any sleep over it, will you, Vera?
You're gonna jack off. Tissues and trash cans are over in the bathroom. I'm so confused. I think this is back in the day when no one really gave much thought about what love was. Or it's Stockholm Syndrome, one of the two. What? How dare he not fuck me?
6, 5, 7, 2, 3.
Oh,
Hello?
9.
Hello?
Casual affairs, yeah.
Hello?
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 Hello? Hello?
No. Not yet, darling. Tomorrow.
Good night. I
If this were
completely
fiction,
different woman.
I would fall in love with her,
Ow.
marry her, and make a respectable woman of her.
I agree with
Or
the
else she'd
shaking
make
your
some
head thing.
supreme Class A sacrifice for me and die. Sue and I would bawl a little over
I mean,
her
it's
grave,
better than
make some
Plan
crack
9
about
at
there's
least.
good in all of us. But Vera,
The acting is
unfortunately,
infinitely better.
was just as rotten in the morning as she'd been the night before.
Plot isn't that great, but then again,
All
like
right,
it's
all
it's
right,
an
I'm
old
coming.
movie.
Look, Vera, it's almost noon.
So what? The dealers will be there all day?
They'll be there all year, too, but it doesn't wait that long.
Shut up. You make us like a husband. Well,
You
Do
do
I ring a
clean up
whistle?
good.
You sure do, but let's go.
let's go, let's go. I spent $85 in 2 hours preparing bait, and all you can say is let's go. Come on.
We passed a few used car lots last night down this way.
What do you think we can get for this heap?
I don't know. Plenty. Just let me handle everything.
Think we can get $2,000?
I don't know, but don't worry. I'll squeeze as much out of this guy as I can. If I let it go cheap without a fight, he might think we've stolen the car. And listen, don't make any slips and call me Roberts. That'll cook us.
I don't need you to tell me that.
You better just sit by and keep your mouth closed. Remember, we're both in the soup if anything happens.
Forget it and drive.
You're my wife, Vera Haskell.
Look, after the deal's closed, let's go back to that place on Hollywood Boulevard where I saw the fur jacket. I want to buy it.
After the deal's closed, I'm saying goodbye to you.
That's right, I forgot. I guess I'm getting kind of used to you.
It took all of
you can
2
start
days.
breaking. Let's try this place in the middle of the block.
Am I late for the movie? A little bit? Or about 2/3 of the way through? 3/4-ish?
Good afternoon. What can I do for you?
We're in.
You're not late for Dot Hack, though. I haven't
The price
started
is
that.
right.
The price is
In
right!
good mechanical condition, it should blue book for about $1,600. Tony, take a look at this motor.
1,600. Are you kidding?
Oh, Dot Hack, you. What do you mean, you? Away with you.
Well, maybe $1,850.
Before I let it go for $1,850, I'll wreck it and collect the insurance first.
Sorry, my lungs are...
Hey,
I
this
have
motor's
black
seen a lot
lung.
of driving.
Means end walker. Well, I would, but I'm not in queue. That would mean I have time for another movie.
We
And
haggled.
I wanted to play Dot Hack.
At last, when we were all worn out, we hit a compromise. His price. Okay, it's a deal.
All right, come in, we'll sign the papers.
I have the ownership papers right here with me. Look, Vera, in the meantime, will you clean the dash compartment? There may be some stuff in it.
All right, darling. $1,850. That
Did
dirty.
they fuck? Probably. Off camera. Possibly. They're hot.
New York, huh?
Yeah.
But you bought the car in Miami.
Yeah.
Well, now let's see about the insurance. We can either have it transferred or canceled. What kind of insurance do you have, Mr. Haskell?
Well, aren't all the papers there?
I don't see any. Surely you know what type of insurance you carry in the car. The name of the company?
Yeah, but,
Well, if you'll just tell me the name of the company, I'd be very glad to take care of all the details.
well,
They're on to us.
Did you sign the papers yet?
not yet.
Well, don't. We're not selling the car.
Well, wait a minute, Mrs. Haskell.
Come on, darling.
What's the matter? Change your mind?
Yes, I'm sorry. I guess I have.
But, Vera...
Let's go.
Doesn't have insurance.
You got me out of a tight spot, Vera. But I still don't understand all this.
You will in a minute. I almost threw away a gold mine.
1850 isn't to be sneezed at. The car doesn't book for as much as I
Girl
thought.
boss moment
We're not
back then?
selling the car.
A little bit.
You want to keep it. Now, wait a minute, Vera. You said yourself I wouldn't be safe until the car was in someone else's name. I'd like to be free of this mess when I go.
That's just it, Roberts. You're not going.
You're gonna live the rest of your life as Haskell.
Pull in there and we'll get a bite
You're gonna
to eat,
like it.
and I'll explain.
What is this,
Kinda
another one of your
illegal,
brilliant
but cool.
ideas?
Eh.
Oh, I take your order?
Make mine a ham sandwich and coffee.
And for you, sir?
Oh, I don't care. The same.
Thank you.
We know you murdered someone. Have a good day.
Get this, Vera. I've been pretty patient so far. I've done everything you asked me to do, but no more.
Shut up.
You've taken Haskell's money. You can have the dough we get from selling the car, but you're not going to keep me a prisoner.
It's a good thing I bought the paper. Take a look at that.
Vera, I'm in no mood.
Read that.
Oh. He's alive?
No.
Yes.
No, I won't do it.
Yes, you will.
You think I'm crazy? It's impossible, I tell you.
Excuse me.
Because everyone seems so much simpler. Because movies...
Blow the horn when you're through.
That's about it.
No one could possibly get away with an act like that. It'd be wise to me in a minute.
Don't be yellow. You look enough like him. The same coloring and the same build. See how his clothes fit you?
Why can't I get
Come on,
service
had
like
me
that?
fooled for a while.
There's
Grow up,
COVID.
Vera. Don't you think a father knows his own son? And there must be other relatives.
The father won't have to know you. We'll wait till he gives up the ghost. He's an old geezer and he won't pull through. And as far as other relatives are concerned, they haven't seen you in
It was
15
the
or 20
40s,
years.
yeah.
Eat.
I'm not hungry. And I won't do it.
It's not as tough as it sounds.
Eat
Remember,
this
you've got all
sandwich or I'm
kinds of
shoving it down your
identification,
goddamn
car, letters,
throat.
I could never get away with it. It's the
Oh,
stupidest
you
thing
meant
I've
the
ever
plate.
heard.
Yeah, do
The
it.
old boy has scads of
I
dough.
should be in this
Look
movie
in the
thing.
paper there. Personal
No.
fortune assessed at over 15 million. He'll leave plenty, I tell you.
Maybe he cut off his son. How do we know? It's out, Vera. I won't have anything to do
You're
with it.
talking very loudly
I think you will.
with a convertible
Look, Vera, I'll
down.
do anything within reason. But not that. So forget it. Find yourself another stooge.
You sap. You'll be fixed for the rest of your life as Charlie Haskell. You can take your inheritance and go away. No more worrying about the rent, no sweating, scheming, wondering where your next meal's coming from. Think about that, Roberts.
Vera, please, you're talking too
Well,
much.
that, Roberts.
On this, I'm splitting 50-50 with you. Sure, why not?
Stupid
We're both
feeble
alike,
mind.
both born in the same gutter.
Now take it easy, Vera.
Stupid
There's
so-and-so.
people around here. You don't know what you're talking about.
We'll wait till we read that old man Haskell's dead. Then you show up. Like you read in New York that he was sick.
No.
That's not Haskell.
It's a
I'm
he doesn't
Haskell.
die.
He will. I know he will.
Like a
Something tells
soap
me.
opera.
But as much as I insisted I would have no part of her scheme, Vera was taking it for granted I would. Neither of us had our mind on the cards as we played that night. I knew we were just trying to kill time between newspaper editions. This was a death watch for Vera. Maybe it was for me, too.
Don't you realize if I'm caught, they'll want to know where I got the car and stuff, and they'll have me on a murder charge.
If you're smart, you won't get caught. I knocked for 7.
And if I'm caught, don't you realize you'll be out too?
Should recover to the point I can
18
properly
points,
taste food
that gives
again.
me 30. How will
Are
I
you
be
saying
out?
that as
You'll be
if
out
you have it,
$850 we would have gotten in the
or
car.
as if,
Really,
like,
Harry, you'd be an awful chump if you threw away all that dough on
to
a
get
dizzy
the
long
service,
shot.
you have to
Them
brave
some of us
COVID.
tomorrow. With the money it'll bring and what you've already got, a clever kid like you can run it up in no time. Then we'd both be in the clear.
I'll be in the clear anyway.
Maybe. Maybe.
I'm not
If I got
liable.
caught, I'd get good and sore at you, you know.
You mean you'd
I
squeal?
haven't fully recovered
no,
from
not
my
squeal
cold.
exactly.
Never mind what you meant. Even if you did tell the cops I was in on it with you, what could they do to me? They might give me the same medicine they gave you.
Way better than
A
before.
rope. But I'm on my way.
I'm on my way. I'm
I'll be
on my
doing
way,
the
and
rest.
I'm a doing thing. I don't know how that song
But
goes.
think the 1850 you'd lose. You'd kick yourself along the block if it let get away from you.
I'll take the chance. Want another drink?
You're being a goon.
Kicking you with
That's why
heels
people
is
wind up
pretty
behind the
painful,
8 ball.
right?
Once they get a few dollars, they become greedy and want more.
He has horror
My,
level flu.
my.
Caesar.
Who?
You know that Roman general? He got his for being greedy. He wasn't satisfied, so the final windup was he took the count.
I'm too drunk for a
You didn't
history
have a
lesson,
dime.
son.
Why, you were so broke you couldn't pay cash for a postage stamp. Now you've got almost $700 with $18.50 in the offing. Take my advice. Don't try for more.
I'm tired of this game. Let's have some blackjack.
Play solitaire.
Okay, I will if that's the way you feel about it.
That's the way I feel about it.
Getting sore and throwing things won't help much, Roberts. I'm really doing you a favor. I helped you out of the
beauty thief.
jam by keeping my mouth
Yeah.
shut. I show you how to make some soft money. And what thanks do I get?
Thanks.
Sure. Or would you rather call the cops and tell them you killed the man and stole
I
his
gaslight you and gaslight you and
No, I didn't.
gaslight you, and this is the thanks I get.
Suppose I call the cops. If you're innocent, what do you got to be scared of?
Okay. Call him, you mutt. Go ahead and call him, see if I care. At least they'll give me a square deal.
You want me to call them?
You heard me. But I'm warning you. If I'm pinched, I'll swear you were in on it. I'll say that you helped me. If I fry, I'll get even with you.
Oh,
You wouldn't.
killed the
dare.
man?
Chicken.
No.
Yeah.
He
I'm
didn't
trying to see.
actually. He thought the cops would pin him for
Okay,
it,
well.
though. So he's a hitchhiker. Let me pause this real quick. The guy is a hitchhiker who hitched a ride from this kind of rich guy. They end up hitting it off and like being and having good conversations, being all buddy. And the rich guy was driving it first. Then they stop at this diner. They get a meal. Then this guy takes over driving, and the first guy just fucking randomly dies. Okay? So now he realizes that his passenger, the driver, is dead. And he's panicking, thinking, oh god, they're gonna pin this on me. The cops are gonna pin his death on me. And I don't want that. I just want to go to LA. So he hides the body in a ditch in the rain and drives off. Yeah. Heart attack, I think. Yeah. Possibly. Apparently he survived the possible death thing. And is now fighting for his life, and they're just waiting for him to die. But, like, he's alive? I think that's what the headline said at this point. Yeah. He ends up driving the car further down towards LA, picks her up, and she knows the guy who died first. I don't know. I think it was his father. Oh, okay. Right. Okay, so Pascal, the car's original owner, and the hitchhikee, I guess, is dead in a ditch. He does not need this woman. No, he doesn't. He met her literally days ago. Literally days ago. I have a bad feeling something bad is going to happen soon. Probably, yeah. We're nearing, like, the last 8 minutes. We are at the last 8 minutes. We're almost over. If we're going to call the police, stop staring at me.
I want the number of the Hollywood police station. Okay, I got it. Thanks.
911.
You wouldn't do that.
Wouldn't do that, and I'll show you if I would.
Take it easy now. Let's talk this over. This was early in the evening, and the conversation, while hectic, was at least pitched low. But as the minutes passed, and more obstacles to her plan popped into my head, the air got blue. Each word coming from our lips cracked like a whip. I reminded her that as Charles Haskell, I didn't even know my mother's name, where I'd gone to school, the name of my best friend, whether I had an Aunt Emma or not, my religion, and if I'd ever owned a dog.
Or if I ever
I
lost
didn't even
my
know what my
religion.
middle initial stood for. I also pointed out that the real Haskell had a scar on his forearm.
His people never saw that scar. He told me he ran away right after putting out the kid's eye.
Yeah, but his father knew he was cut. It'd have to be some kind of a mark.
So what? The old man's dead, or will be. I hope by tomorrow morning's papers. Anyway, you could cut yourself a little, couldn't you? Boy, for that kind of dough, I'd let you cut my leg off.
You're drunk and you're crazy mad, Vera. Turn me in if you want to, but I won't get mixed up in this. Besides, how do we know Haskell was such a phony? If it wasn't the man's son at all, maybe he just dreamed it up.
Well, dream it or not, you won't be dreaming when the law taps you on the shoulder. There's a cute little gas chamber waiting for you, Roberts. And I hear extradition to Arizona's a cinch. Where's that phone?
Vera!
Leave me alone!
Vera!
Here. I want a phone. Call police. I hate you yellow stinker. You leave me alone.
I smell like booze. Oh, wait, that's me.
You don't know what you're doing.
You're hurting me.
Will you promise?
All right.
Never get a promise out of a drunk person.
You hurt me.
I'm sorry, but...
And it's hot in here. Open up a window.
It's not hot.
Don't tell me. Now, do you do it or do I do it?
I'm scared.
You're no gentleman, see?
Yeah. All right. I'll open up the window.
Cut the line.
Vera, open the door. Please open the door. Vera, open the door. Don't use the phone. Listen to me.
Open the door,
I don't
Vera.
like you, Roberts. You're no gentleman, see? You hurt my hand, and I'm going to get even with you.
If you don't open the door, I'm going to kick it down, Vera. Vera, don't call the cops. Listen to me. I'll do anything you say. Vera, let me in.
Real boss
I'll
mode.
break the phone.
Then you just fell asleep. Or did she die? imply
The
that she
world is
died?
full of skeptics. I know. I'm one myself. In the Haskell business, how many of you would believe he fell out of the car? And now, after killing Vera without really meaning to do it, how many of you would believe it wasn't premeditated? In a jury room,
Yeah, the cord wrapped
every
around
last
her.
man
yeah.
of you would go down shouting that
But
she had
like
me over a
initially,
barrel
it
and I only
wasn't
out
like
was
around her
force.
neck that much. It was just around her torso
The room was
slightly.
still.
It was safe.
So quiet that for a while I wondered if I had suddenly gone deaf. It was pure fear, of course. And I was hysterical. But without making a sound.
It's full.
Vera was dead. And I was her murderer.
And that was the earphone part.
Murderer. What an awful word that is. But I'd become one.
The base
I better not
part
get caught.
was around her neck.
What evidence there was around the place had to be destroyed. And from the looks of things, there was plenty. Looking around the room at things we'd bought was like looking into the faces of 100 people who'd seen us together and who remembered me.
This is
The
bull.
kind of testimony I couldn't
I
rub
better
out.
burn the whole building down. Maybe that'll get rid of the
No.
evidence.
I could burn clothes and hide bottles for the next 5 years. There'd always be witnesses. The landlady, for one. She could identify me. The car dealer, the waitress in the drive-in, the girl in the dress shop, and that guy in the liquor store.
Colonel
They
Mustard.
could all identify me. I was cooked. Done for. I had to get out of there. While once I'd remained beside a dead body, planning carefully how to avoid being accused of killing him, this time I couldn't. This time I was guilty. I knew it. Felt it. I was like a guy suffering
I
from
think it'd be
shock.
accidental, so
Things
it
were
wouldn't
whirling
be
around in my
like
head. I
first
couldn't make
degree, but
myself
more
think
like,
right.
what, third degree?
All I could think of was the guy with the saxophone.
Maybe
I
back
thought he was
then murder
playing.
was murder.
It wasn't a love song anymore. It was a dirge.
A dirge. Go back to when she walked over to the bed. Is he gonna hide her body too? I don't know. He might just jump out the window. What's the time code? 105. 105.
And I was her murderer.
You hurt me.
He goes in there. Okay. Oh, it's still kind of around her neck anyway. Okay.
Vera, open the door. Don't use the phone. Listen to me.
I don't like you, Roberts. You're no gentleman, see? You hurt my hand.
I didn't notice
and I'm
that.
going to get even with you.
If you don't open the door, I'm going to kick it down, Vera. Vera, don't call the cops. Listen to me. I'll do anything you
Yeah,
say.
she just like...
Vera, let me in.
She just kind of flops down like she's going to bed or just passing out from being drunk. In black and white, it's hard to see, yeah, but like... Let me go back. Not enough to suffocate her, though. Yeah. Maybe his cord pulling was like the thing that did it. It probably was. She was already passed out, yeah. What if I go to look like Indiana Jones? Yeah.
But my problems weren't solved. I had to stay away from New York for all time. Because Al Roberts was listed as dead and had to stay dead. And I could never go back to Hollywood. Someone might recognize me as Haskell. Then, too, there was Sue. I could never go to her with a thing like this hanging over my head. All I could do was pray she'd be happy.
At least he's hot. I don't know about that. Kind of washed up.
I was in Bakersfield before I read that Vera's body was discovered. And that the police were looking for Haskell in connection with his wife's murder. Isn't that a laugh? Haskell got me into this mess, and Haskell was getting me out of it. The police were searching for a dead man. I keep trying to forget what happened. And wonder what my life might have been if that car of Haskell's hadn't stopped. But one thing I don't have to wonder about. I know Someday a car
Your
will
beard
stop
up,
to pick
bro.
me up that I never thumbed. Yes. Fate, or some mysterious force, can put the finger on you or me for no good reason at all.
That was just random. Oh no, the popo. That was very random. With. And that is the end of that. No credit scene.